Welcome back. Today, Kelly Beard is going to be with us, and we're going to chit chat about the eclipse and all this good stuff. Hi. Thanks for coming back on. Hopefully, she'll be on a second. Hello. Thanks for your patience, you guys. It's always fun learning new things, right? Yes. Yes. Hi. Looking forward to a yummy lunch tomorrow, by the way. That's my mother of doodles friends. 2 of them, by the way. Oh, here she is. So hopefully now once you click on, I'll be able to add you. Here we go. Yay! Kelly's awesome. I'm sure you have read some of her stuff on Basmati, and she's got a great YouTube channel.
Okay.
Hi, love. How are ya?
Yay! We made it.
Yay!
I did not have the phone the correct direction, but I do now.
That's okay.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi, Kelly.
I wanted you to be a little further back. Okay, let's see.
You don't want me to be right there?
Yay! There we go.
Yay, look how beautiful you are.
Okay.
Yay.
We made it.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you, everyone, for trying this with me and being with us live, because it is a process.
It is a process. It's a fun process, right?
Yes.
Yes,
I'm trying to make it so, for sure.
Well, I mean, you know, what's life without a little bit of excitement and challenge, right?
Apologize. Yes. Yes.
No apologies. So, Kelly, hi.
Hi. Deep breath, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's all just ground in and be here now.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Me too.
What I was thinking about for this project, and certainly anyone that has joined us can chime in with your 2 cents, because I would really like to be talking about things that you all want to hear about the most. So for what I already have going out there, I have my weekly forecast, which is a YouTube, and it's Karmic Tools YouTube channel. And so I didn't want to duplicate that. What I was thinking, if we are going to join weekly, if this is what we're thinking about, then I would take the most important piece out of the week, whatever the most important activation of the week is. So this week we have the eclipse. So that would be the biggest news. Also, I would love to go in a little deeper with just the energetics of what all that is, more so than the astrology, because that's all on the forecast. Now, I can't get away from it. It is what I do. It's who I am and what I do. So it will always come up and be woven in.
Yep. Perfect, though. I love it. And all of you out there, feel free to type in a comment or a question if you have one. And
needed some
volume. Again, we're live. We will save these as it comes up. Thank you. So, and know that when if you're rewatching the recording at a later time, that we are live, and so things come up, and that's kind of life, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Roll with it.
I mean, I've been on them with you and Shanta when we've done the calls, right? And you know, and there's stuff that happens.
We raise the vibe and we blow circuits. It happens a lot.
It happens a lot. So Kelly, let's talk to us. Tell us what's going on.
Well, the eclipses are the big deal for our energetic system, and what happens is they bring up change. There's a break to realign, and it's supposed to help us get focused on here and now. But what I've learned after tracking cycles and patterns, which is my specialty, over the years, these Cancer Capricorn eclipses specifically happened, you know, the years that they were happening are going to be, you're going to feel it. You're going to probably feel where things were coming up at home and in work, and in your relationships, because you were changing as an individual. So that was the last cycle, and the one we're rebooting really just ran its course from 2000 to now, 2019, now we're in 2020. So it's basically 2000 to 2002 was the last time we all experienced this energy. Exactly. Now we had a midpoint in 2009 to 2011. So there's going to be some reverberations during those years. So I'm going to talk about what they kind of bring up and activate in us for change. And I want to maybe lay a little groundwork about eclipses, in that they happen twice a year all the time, you know, every year. So what I tell people is there's always energy for change. And what I would like to see more people do is figure out what you're ready, willing, and able to change, and then using the energies available to help yourself do that a little bit faster, a little bit easier. I always say if the energies are happening like that up in the sky, then it's like the big boys are doing the heavy lifting for us. And it's not as hard to make transformation happen for ourselves as individual when it's happening on such a social and collective level as well. We're all getting swept along with this change. So let's get our vote in, you know?
Yeah.
And so I tell people, just sort of tune into your body. Obviously, this is where we start. This is our primary communicator of what feels right to you in your gut and in your heart. And that's what we're filtering everything through, because we know nothing is what it looks like these days. It's really important for us to feel right more than it is to look right, So, and what does that even look like these days, right? So, so getting back into your center and then using the eclipses available every 6 months to sort of shake things up. Also, not being surprised by the shakeups is important. And if you know what departments they're happening in your life, then that's really useful as well. Now, in general, Cancer Capricorn's home and work. It's our public and private selves. And think how we exactly lost all our privacy 2000 to 2002 in America. We just gave it all away. Said no more privacy here. And it's been rolling since then. I feel like since the cycle's run its course and we're initiating a new, one of the many programs and things that'll be worked into all my programs is boundaries. Because as much as we need to be individuals, we have to have good individual boundaries to navigate together as a whole, and so that's a practice. There is no perfection. There's good days and bad days. When our systems are strong and when our systems are down, that then we have to do supplements, right? We have to do practices, a little ritual, ceremony, whatever it does to get you back into your center. And that's a lot of what I want to help with, the things that you all can use on the ground in the moment and apply right away. So for any full moon, and certainly with an eclipse, you want to write down all the things you're ready to let go of in your life. And it can be energetic or literal. It can be the pain and suffering you're feeling in your body, or it can be frustration and anger and, just all the different emotions that hold us back and block our flow, block the flow of good to come into our lives. So write it all down. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be on good paper, because you're going to rip it up and burn it. And then we rip it up, we burn it, and if you can, you take the ashes to living water to give it to God. And that's how we surrender and just honor the process that we have let it go. Now it's up to the universe to show us different confirmations and the way to go from here, And that, again, is a practice.
I want to thank you for sharing that, because I was going to ask like a small ritual that we could share with people to do.
Definitely.
To get them
every time I would like to bring something, ritual, a ceremony, something we can either do together. We can make it real interactive at the time. If people are ready, we can write some things down now. And then, of course, later on is good too. The other thing to consider in your timing for these rituals, you can do that absolutely anytime, because fire is transformative. And that's when we're really allowing it to change the form it's in and come back to us in renewed fuel, renewed energy, and be able to use it in a new way. Nothing dies, right? It's all energy. It just gets changed around and moved around, and it comes back around. And so if we're paying attention, we can ride those waves sometimes when we're really clear and centered and paying attention. So the changes are good. I want everyone to feel like change is good. And getting a little bit lighter on our feet so that change is a little easier is what it takes, I think. And again, with practice, some days that works, some days that doesn't. But you keep trying, you keep getting up. Like, I would rather try and fail 100 times than ever quit trying.
Right.
So I have to keep getting up and try again a different way. I'm kind of the queen of questions. People come to me because I always know how to ask the right question, because I believe you have to ask the right question to get the right answer. And I learned that growing up with doctors and mechanics. If you didn't ask the right questions, you did not get the right answers. So I had to practice standing up for myself. And it was like, oh, no, let me ask you another way. Nope, that's not what I meant. Let me ask you another way. And I'm going to ask you 8 ways to Sunday till I get the answer I came for, basically. So it's interesting. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I have another quick question. Like, when you're working with someone and you're trying to teach them boundaries, are there specific tools that you give them, or like some little things, or maybe some animals they can work with to help, right?
Always, yes. The animals are the best for that, absolutely. So it can be any animals that you resonate with, that you feel are good about their protective boundaries. Now, I do come from Earth Medicine School at Pixie Lighthorse. So she wrote this book called Boundaries and Protection and Gold Mining the Shadows, which are companion books. And they both have Mountain Lion on the cover. Yeah. And she actually said she did it specifically because they are so good at their perimeter and taking care of things, and they're so related to our boundaries, and then still being loving and affectionate and part of life. But that's what I mean by learning boundaries in a new way now. We have to do it in a new way. And so a lot of the time I'm explaining our boundaries, energetic boundaries, should be hemp or bamboo. They should be super strong, super flexible, and super breathable. You know, we don't want brick walls where we can't tell what's happening. And we don't want to be kind of like gauze where it's so porous. We are overwhelmed by everything going on, you know? So hemp and bamboo are those breathable but super strong things that we can relate our little energetic bubble, your auric field, your Merkaba, whatever you want to call it. We all have one. And it's our responsibility to kind of keep it clean and keep it up, it's not upgraded, the upkeep of the maintenance that it takes to keep your energy field strong. So there's another practice that I learned from Leela Nancy Ward, who I collaborate with too. She has integralsoul.love. And she taught me a long time ago about us having a certain number of layers that are part of our field. And it's just like our planet moving through the universe. Little asteroids hit it. We get little tears and bumps and things just walking through the day, just our everyday life. So every night before you go to sleep, you just infuse your bubble again with light, and you fill it up, and you sort of consciously go through and seal up any tears from the day, any disruption from the day, and you seal that back up so that it's strong for the next day. And that's a really easy practice anyone can do.
That is a really easy practice that anyone can do.
And it's a good reminder that, our fields get a little dings now and then, and we have to take a little time to heal and get it together as well.
And bring us back into our body and expanding that out to where we're paying attention to everything and being kind of responsible for ourselves.
Hello,
right?
Exactly. We're back. Right? Exactly. And since the big structures are falling down, everyone has to be more responsible for themselves, because there's not a lot of group support unless we're creating it like we are. And Shanta and I for sure, and Leela, I mean, all the people that I collaborate with have their own circles, and we blend them every chance we get.
Yeah, and I love it. I know that the work with Shanta has been like fantastic. It's so great to listen to and to be a part of, and having that community come together. It's really such a good, thank you. She said a good reminder and visual for what you're sharing with us.
Yes, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. And thank you all for being with us live for this practice.
I know, it's super fun.
This is great.
Right?
Yes, living on the edge.
Well, I know in the beginning, like all of that happened, right? I hit delete and I'm like, this is like life, right? We get our dings and we get our, right? And so we just
we do our best preparation and then roll on out.
Yep, and we do the very best we can in any given situation.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the energy, because I want them to have a little takeaway. Anyone that's spent some time with us today, I want you to be able to integrate some of this. So the zone we're in right now, we've already been through the Capricorn new moon solar eclipse. So I like to let people know, even when we're in the full moon zone of intensity and it's lit up and we're seeing things we didn't see before, and we're starting to understand things we didn't understand before, that it's still good to stay focused on the intent. And the intent and the new beginning is really all about that Capricorn zone of your life. That's where the new beginning is happening. And it's just at this time. At this time, this week, in this 2-week zone we're in right now. Because up in the sky, it's backwards. And we're really on the self-care thing with Cancer. What we've learned is patriarchy's run its course. And the family, the community, the humans are what's important. And most of us know that, but we have to practice. We have to practice gathering and reminding folks that the bottom line isn't our bottom line. Our bottom line is more in the heart and feeling right and feeling good in our bodies, feeling good being on the earth. And that's another piece that keeps coming in with the energetics of now. And the way that I've explained it is that we have been evolving our consciousness for hundreds of years. And we've been on this awakening thing for some years now. But I feel like now, as post-2012, it's hit our bodies. So our bodies have to figure out how to vibrate at these higher frequencies and have to figure out how to handle more light. And that's a different process for everybody. You know, everybody's body is unique and different. And so listening to your body and listening to that communication is vital, and learning how it works, you know, because it works different for everybody,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I mean,
And
it's fascinating. Well, you know, because I've been in the health industry and everything for so long, and
mhm,
really like enjoy my body, right? But
right.
so many of us don't know very much about our
Right.
home. You know, this
No,
is
Western culture has not been trained on the earth and the body pieces. So we're getting more in touch with that. And this is one of the ways that I see where they, you know, they say the meek shall inherit the earth, or whatever it is. The indigenous cultures know how to live with the earth without draining her resources and killing her in the process. And so I think that's what's awakening, where we can all learn how to coexist, to really do it this
to
time.
really do.
And I believe in it. I trusted in the big earthly cycle, the 26,000 year cycle. 2012 was it. We were the furthest from the light we could ever be, and we've been moving back toward the light ever since. So I think we're on the right track.
I know we are on the right track. I
Yeah.
just got chills actually when you said.
Yes, I hope so. And so the Capricorn energy that we're seeding right now for this lunation, for this month, has to do with what you can be responsible for, what kind of structure you can hold for yourself, what kind of reality do you want to live. That's the seed planting we're doing. And how are you defining your terms? How do you define happy and peaceful and protected and loved, and have that sense of belonging, which is a big deal in my circle. Everyone feels welcome and like they belong. And they're from all over the world, 8 to 80, all kinds of ages and stages and races and things. And I love that. The diversity is really important to me as well. And I want everyone to feel welcome and safe
I think it's a
in my
cause to
circle.
celebrate, right? Diversity and
Mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm.
differences is like it creates everything.
Bring it.
So,
We need that. We need to learn from each other, because we don't know it all. You can't.
I
So we
call it
share this.
I call it because I came from a very large family, Kelly, right? And I, as a young one, little, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, my family's like a rock polisher, right?
Wow.
We're all
Yep.
working together, like all in this little tumbler, right? And at the end
Mm-hmm.
result is this shiny, polishy rock, right?
It's
Because we're
beautiful.
learning and
Yes.
growing from each other, from pressure and not pressure and water and
Right.
all
Right.
the things that go in it. And
That was one of the things that I've said a long time. The family helps us with our lessons to learn and lessons to teach,
mhm,
but our friends and our community are our chosen family. They're the ones for the love.
there are
We get and if you're lucky, you get love from the blood family. But a lot of times, our blood family is what we're learning from and
mhm,
healing, and that's a lot of what my work is dedicated to. Everything we do as individuals really does reverberate 7 generations back and 7 generations forward.
yes.
And I like that. I like that
I do
idea.
too. I do too a lot. Well, I think I'll encourage everyone listening to write down, like you said, and do the burning,
Hmm.
right? And then maybe
Yes, and let's
next
talk about
week.
that real quick.
Yeah.
The things to release, because it's Cancer, full moon,
Mhm.
lunar eclipse that we're coming up on the 10th. That has to do with how you feel inside, your feelings, your emotions, and how you deal with certain things. And it's your sacred space. It's your nutrient. We're going for quality nutrients these
Mhm.
days. We want things that feed our soul and our mind and our spirit and our body in really good ways. And you can't do it all at once a lot of times. So just pick one thing to focus on for the first quarter, or for this year, even because eclipses do reverberate. They take about, we feel it 6 months before and definitely 6 months after, but the reverberations are 2 to 3 years.
Mhm.
So we've already been in this zone for a good year and a half of rearranging our public and private lives, right?
Mhm.
And determining who we are in these different zones. And so there's various questions that you want to ask when you're setting these intentions. Where have you matured? How do you give your authority away, or how do you own your authority? How does that work for you? Are you the author of your own story, kind of thing? And we're all dreaming up the new story. So this is really good seed time. We're coming out of December, when I sort of encouraged everyone to expand, think as big as you can.
Mhm.
And now once we get to Capricorn, it's how do we build it? Where do we go from here? And so this month, it's about restructuring your life or working on the foundation. The base is really important, and checking in with how much you've really grown, because a lot of times Capricorn has to do with recognition. And so what are we known for? What are we being recognized for? And how much can you do for yourself? Because I'm a big proponent of giving yourself credit where credit is due, because we might not get it. You know, children get validated every step of the way if they're lucky. But as adults, no one's giving us little pats on the back. Oh, good going, girl. You know, how'd that happen? You know, you did it. You did it. You have to learn how to do that for yourself. And it's fun when you get in the community and everybody supports. It's amazing. But I love for people to be self-sufficient and be able to catch themselves. And this full moon is going to shine a light on some tender spots. Maybe some places where we're sad about what's over and done and ending in the last 20 years. But I really encourage you to get excited about the future, because there's no going back. B, it's just there's not really anything good back there anyway. So what we need is in front of us, and looking around us and seeing how we can use what's in front of us, the resources, the people, the everything we've got right here and now, 6 feet away. You should be able to figure out how to make a move, even if you feel limited in what you're trying to get done. You know, there's always something you can do towards your goal. And this is that time. So we're going to act on our emotions. We're going to act on what we feel so, drawn to and what's important in our hearts right now. So let's do that. Let's check in with ourselves and on our self-care. It's the beginning of the year. We're hitting a whole big health thing in this household. You know, kind of knock it out early and set your goals for doing better. But understand that the release we're doing is around assessing all your containers, you know, releasing all the creations, everything that you've done basically for the last 20 years is your creative babies that are now gone. It's empty nest. They've left. It's over. We're going to start creating some new babies now. And what are they going to be? What are you going to nurture to full development over it? Just this next 6 months to a year. We can keep it simple, but know that the choices we make basically, and overall, I do want to put this on the table. I know I said I would only keep it in this week, but overall 2020 in general is about grounding the base and getting solid in your body so that you can be light on your feet and move and adapt quickly and easily to different changes that are going to be happening that we won't have control over. So at least handle the stuff you do have control over, and know that 2021 is going to have a lot of air energy. And so all these ideas, all these opportunities, all these new options, there's going to be so much for us to choose from, that if we're not solid internally and in our foundation, making choices gets hard. And we don't want to do it that way. And we don't want to be overwhelmed where we don't make a choice at all. That sucks too. We don't want to do that. So it's important that we do the work, kind of pay it forward, and do a lot of the responsibility, foundational grunt work this year so that your expansion is good. You know, think about how deep your roots have to go according to how wide you want to go.
There's a question. What is air energy?
It's, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra are the air signs, and they're all going to be activated in special ways in 2021. 2020, this year, it's warming up, though. Venus is going to retrograde in Gemini, which is, like I said, rearranging all those ideas and getting us connected to the ones we love and the ones that we're passionate about, and we're letting go of anything that doesn't have any life force or vitality to it. It's got to go. It's a drain. If it's an energy leak, plug it up, let it go. Right now, we're experiencing a lot of earth and fire. So there's creative, but there's also this need for containers and stability building, just to be ready for like ideas and changes and things.
Yeah, to be ready and to get in our bodies and go.
Right. And the air energy is technology and mental. It's, I believe telepathy is going to get much stronger. I already practice with my group a lot. You can think something these days and it really happens literally 3 seconds later. So we're getting stronger with that. And that's just an inner alignment thing. We've always had the magic. We've always been able to do this, but it's about practicing. And we can do that. We can do that now more than ever in safer ways, more than ever. It's not as dangerous to come out these days in our witchy ways.
You're right. Like, back in the day when we were a little bit younger, to do those things, you were like hiding behind closed doors, like talking about it. We couldn't have had this conversation, right?
And I wouldn't have. I've always been one of those proponents of the spiritual work is private. and you know, it's between me and God. But of course the work takes you where it takes you, and when the ancestors hire you to do a job, it's really hard to say no.
Well, and if you do, it kind of, you know,
dig it, you will feel it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's true, I ran for a long time, and finally I stopped running. I kept saying no, I'm not ready. No, you know, you don't mean me, you're not talking to me. And they're like, nope, we'll be here when you're ready, girl. You take all the time, we got all the time in the world.
They keep tapping on you. There's a lot
so here I am. I'm out and proud now. Let's go.
I want to
any other questions?
We know that everyone has like given some great comments and lots of hearts. I don't know if you can see that.
Beautiful.
But, so if anyone has any questions for Kelly, I also will
definitely.
Please ask.
Here's another good one for this time. Is balancing the Cancer Capricorn energy. You may have heard me say, I like to treat my family like a business and my business like a family. Yeah. And that is the way I've learned boundaries with my family and my business. Yeah. So with my family, I'm just really scheduled and organized, and we negotiate and we communicate and we do things in a really orderly way. But with my business and my clients and my mentor students and everything, that's love. That's my family. I love them and I treat them like my family, and it makes a difference. And so Cancer Capricorn helps us balance that out in our own system, like whatever that is for you, you know, and what you're really responsible for and what you're not, you know, and how, you know, the self-care piece you're responsible for. Nobody can really, this is my whole deal with the Mystic Mentorship and the work I'm going into now about healing, education, and transformational soul work. Nobody can do those three things for you. No one can learn for you, no one can heal for you, and no one can transform for you. So that's the tools and practices I get into to help you do it for yourself.
So there was Sister I'm going to read these to you real quick. She said, yes, the ancestors are shouting. Yes, they are. And then someone asked, what is significant about Aries? And you will.
Well, Aries, Libra are directly related to Cancer Capricorn. So they are feeling it the most out of all four. You know, that's a family to me. That's the cardinal family. Yeah. So Aries is all about independence and courage of your convictions and overcoming fear of new beginnings. So in the area of our lives where Aries rules us is where we have to learn those independence things. And so it's even more important for the ones with Aries activated to maintain their foundation and their base of independence, because for the most part, they don't like being told what to do by others. And so I have a girlfriend with 8 planets in Aries, and I'm like, you either have to be the boss and be responsible for everything that entails, or you got to be the employee and go to work every day. Like, pick it, you know, pick the way you want to go. But it's some Aries have to learn what they want to do themselves and what they're willing to Libra to sort of contract out and let other people help them with. That's pretty and great. Let the community help them with.
All these comments are coming in like, you will get something new from technology, yes, and then, well, damn, that's me, LOL. Yep.
Yep. Technology is going to be huge. We're going to hopefully learn how to integrate it. I do believe we're going to find out some of the dark side of where it's affected our health over the last 20 years of being this connected all the time. So I think those reports will finally come out, and maybe the young people will cut back a little bit. Practicing downtime, everyone. I can't recommend it enough. I know this is a way we can connect, and I love it, and I think it's wonderful. But downtime is really important for our human bodies. And as long as these bodies,
go outside, be in nature, put your feet in the ground, whether it's snow.
Totally, reground. Yeah. Our bodies require it, and it helps. The earth actually has electron that it sends up. If we go lay our bodies on the earth, it'll reduce swelling for free. No Advil necessary. You know, it's great. Yes. I love it. Everything. Get under the sky. It cures it all.
Okay, Kelly, question for you. I see the numbers 333 and 444 often. What does that mean?
Oh, the angels are with you. That's what it means. But I do, and I'm not a huge Doreen fan, but Doreen Virtue has the numbers book, the angel numbers. And it's like 1 to 999. And you can look at all the combinations and see what the message is from the angels. So I do have that. I can hop up and grab it.
Oh, do it. Go grab it.
Okay.
Do you want her to? Yeah. Oh, thank you all for your great questions and your comments. And again, thank you for being here. I'm hoping I can encourage Kelly to, yes, thank you.
Okay. Yay. Am my back clear? Okay. 333 is a favorite one. I love my threes. I do big Trinity energy. I do
Yeah.
ask a lot for 3 times over is like the sign I need to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So 333, you are completely surrounded, protected, loved, and guided by the benevolent ascended masters. I love it. And that's why we love 33. That's the Trinity. And then 444 was the other one?
Yes.
Yes, we get that one a lot too, and I like it. And that's the other reason why I was saying how 2020 is a 4. We're going to get to stabilize as individuals in a way. Maybe the social collective, not so much. You know, there's a lot of change going on there, but for us, we're good. 444 is there are angels. They're everywhere around you. You are completely loved, supported, and guided by many heavenly beings, and you have nothing to fear. So that's 444. So those are important to pay attention to. And there's other combos, you know, any number combo. Like I'm a 5, so I see 32 and 23 and 14 a lot.
Yeah.
And so there might be, and numbers are the universal language, so I do believe it's the angels communicating. I think it is one of the ways that they communicate. And it's something that our filter can't judge. Do you know what I mean? You can't make a number wrong. So
no, not at all. Oh, they're saying thank you and yes and oh
thank
gosh,
you,
like so
thank
many,
you.
yeah. And yes, please. Anyone else have any numbers, or if you have a specific, if you want to chat with Kelly privately about doing a session, Kelly, where's a good place that they can meet you?
Probably have to email me at this moment, Kelly at karmictools.com. And my website, karmictools.com, is there. I'm working on kellymbeard.com, so it's coming soon. And the Karmic Tools YouTube channel. You can listen to the forecast there, get an idea of my language and the energy. It's all energy for me. So, yeah, I would love to connect. Please. And let us know if you want to do this weekly. You know, if people want this.
If you guys want this weekly, do a little shout out right now because we'll set it up next week for the same time. And then you can share about your ritual that you did for this full moon and maybe a practice that you did.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, because I'm going to be in it all weekend. Yes. Definitely.
And because
I'm going in the zone.
Well, also that's how we grow and learn, right? Like someone might come up with something. Yeah, they're saying yes.
Always.
Yes, weekly. We're getting up. See, I'm getting chills. Yeah, weekly. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So appreciate you.
And I do want to do it. So I do want to share a little bit before you go about Shanta and what you guys do. Yes, like
yes.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Shanta, Gabriel, and I are actually doing a full moon call tomorrow.
Right now. Yes.
Right. We're definitely getting together.
Okay.
And honoring the full moon tomorrow. Today's Tuesday, so Thursday the 9th, right before. And so email Kelly at Karmic Tools, and I'll send you the link to register. But we get together once a month for the full moon, Shanta and I. She has her Compassionate Wisdom Circle at shantagabriel.com. And I join and just drop in with the energy, and she channels the angels and does a message, and it's really powerful. We are a kind of dynamic duo. We have a lot of fun together, and we've done it for many years in person and online. So, yes,
it's great.
Please join us.
It's really fantastic.
And we're going to get her in here. It's just the process. We're going to get her here.
That'll take a little practice maybe, right? Just a tiny bit.
Definitely.
But reach out to Kelly because it's a really great group to listen to. Everyone is so kind and it just connects us from all over the world in a really awesome, all over. And it's so kind and a great reminder of the beauty and the kindness and the love that's out there and available to us when we make ourselves available, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah. And can I say that's one more point because this might help some of the people listening if they're still with us. The book, Unplugging the Patriarchy. If you haven't read it, it's a great read. It reads like a novel, even though it feels true, even though it's supposedly a novel. But anyway, she's a mystic and she's a trained mystic. And in it, they're all trained in being the soldiers, the sovereigns, and the seers. So the seers can see in other dimensions and see what's going on. The soldiers can go in the other dimensions and deal with it. But the sovereigns just hold the heart space. We hold the light.
Mm-hmm.
And I always joke that me and Shanta are we're the sovereigns,
Yeah.
and we're holding the light. And at one point when she was doing her thing with her team, one was a seer, one was a sovereign, and she was the soldier. And she said, her and the seer got frustrated and started yelling and fussing at the sovereign. And they're like, you're not doing anything. You're just sitting there all peaceful. The world's coming apart at the seams and you're just chilling, right? She's like, I'm holding the heart space. That is what I do. So that is what me and Shanta do. We're the reminder of where the light is to come back to. Like, we're there for you. The kind of the, I always think of the port in the storm. What is that? The lighthouse.
Oh, the lighthouse.
The lighthouse. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
true.
how we are. We're sort of the light that you can get to recharge and then go back in the world and deal with whatever's happening.
Yeah,
and we have to all do that.
Well, we all have to do that, and it is we can get wrapped up, right, in the busyness of work and
life,
forget about that, and feel alone, and we're not, and
you're not.
Really, really important thing to remember. Especially when we're going through little turbulent times, right? You know?
Exactly. That's when you need it the most.
Yeah.
And so, know what you want, ask for what you need. It's important.
And ask 3 times, right?
That's right. And don't settle for the first answer that comes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. And we will see you next week, it sounds like. And thank you for all your comments and questions. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Much love.
Bye, loves. Talk to you soon.